Welcome to a new episode. Again, this is remembering, thinking, exploring, try to make sense of it. So, thank you for listening. So there are days in which I'm full of passion and drive, and the agony, this fire within me, it's really strong. And there are days like the past couple of days which I feel flat. Really flat. I'm feeling tired, even though I've done nothing. I feel like I'm in pain, physically in pain. My shoulder is hurting. I haven't slept properly, and I am in a state of constant craving for something, and nothing that I'm eating is actually calming this craving. So I could go from chocolate to crisps and coffees and back to mini muffins, and still feeling that something is missing. So I've noticed that in the process, after the sandstorm upheaval, I haven't rushed in my journaling and in my self-exploration with the tarot cards, which I used to do before. This time, I don't know, I'm sending something like a question out to the unconscious, and then this comes back in a dream, and then maybe a couple of days later I do a spread asking for clarifications, and then I leave the spread out in the open on my desk for a couple of days, and then I just go back and look at it again, and I'm thinking, what is it that really resonates? And I let things sink in, which I think it's a massive change for me, for my approach, and of which I am grateful. So I had the dream that I was telling you about this Samoan island and palm trees, and then the funny thing is that these palm trees, palm trees are from the genus Phoenix. And my spread the day after ended with the card of calcification, which is the fire card, which is the phoenix rises from the ashes. And I thought, that's a proper Jungian synchronicity, where the unconscious is very visual, not only in the dreams, giving me the words of semiotics, and me walking as a figure towards palm trees, phoenix, and then the card phoenix rising from the ashes. But the card that represented me was the card of the flame who should follow some scintillas and sort of like sparkles of lights, and then leading to this phoenix. And the flame, by the way, just for you to know, all these images of the spreads are actually on my Instagram account if anyone is interested. So the flame card requires me to ignite, set on fire the archetype that really begs to be activated within me. So I was actually feeling so flat out. I thought I don't actually realize any archetypal I don't actually realize anything actually within me. So what I did, I took all the 30 cards that are describing, so describers of specific archetypes, and I just sifted them through, all of 30, and I came out with 7. And these 7 cards are basically 6 facets, all revolving around the shaman. And what I've noticed in my journaling is that the shamans was surrounded by opposites. I had the destroyer and the pilgrim, the pilgrim, or I had the crone and the siren, or the animal and the hunter. And again, this is a Jungian thing, isn't it? It's like holding the tension of the opposites and being okay with things not being okay, or shifting from A to B and then to A back again. And of course, the destroyer resonates a lot with me today. There is a sense of passion, there is a sense of need to end, of uprooting all things and chucking things away and clearing the house and moving stuff and taking things to the tip. That kind of a clearance that needs to be doing. But if I've got to think about a fire within me, is thinking about the pilgrim, where outside voyages or journeys are sort of like mirrored by inner journeys, and there is the ending on one side, the beginning, or the destroying and the growth. And same thing, of course, for if I'm thinking about the animal and the hunter, or the hunter and the animal. If I'm talking about the destroyer and the pilgrim, then there's the hunter and the animal, and then the crone and the siren. So everything makes sense if I'm thinking rationally, and if I'm thinking even metaphorically, or by pure symbolism. And the word that I got was semiotics, so working with signs and signs and their meanings. It makes sense from a Jungian perspective, an analytical perspective, about holding the tension of the opposites. It makes a sense to me today with both this desire to destroy and clear things out, and then just set off and leave and just go but the biggest question that came up for me at the end of all my journaling was, so now what I do with all of this? Because when I open my eyes, I'm still sitting in my living room, in a house that, don't get me wrong, I adore, but in a location which doesn't resonate with me at all, and I would like to leave. But I'm going on to a new path on the university. It's another year, so I can't move now. There is money involved. So there is all these roadblocks, isn't it, that I would like to be able to destroy as a destroyer, and just find myself tomorrow walking on a Samoan beach and just being happy there. So the question to me remains, how do I translate then all of this into real life? And not just because there is a fear that even though magic, as in synchronicities, conscious, unconscious, and energy around exist, and I can feel it, and I can live it, and I experience it, but at the same time, I live in this reality of real life, isn't it? And this is the tension. This is another tension of the opposites that needs to be able to be held. So I'm leaving you with this question, what do I do with all of this? So you are free to drop me a message if you ever are listening to this. I've been Mathilde, and your host here at Red Lipstick and Wine. And as usual, thank you for listening. So this is it. One episode's done. Now more journaling, more thinking, more walking outdoors and elucubrating, which is always a good verb to use. So if you want to know more about me, you will be able to find me on Instagram, and you are able also to find me on my website, which is www.matildetomat.com. Okay, see you around. Bye.